I see people struggling more and more and more with this throughout the EX200 exam, and you don't have to struggle with this. And I see this being posted everywhere as a big thing, and it's not, and it does not have to be a big thing. And people are asking, are having problems connecting from the physical console emulator on the workstation to the Node1 or Node2 practice nodes on the EX200 exam. So what people mean by that is that even if you're running a local exam in the classroom or remote, it applies to both, is that you are running kind of a emulator that emulates the physical console, and that is kind of disguised behind some layers of kind of custom apps that Red Hat puts there. It's fine, it works its purpose, but people have, if you only use that, people have trouble copying, pasting stuff. They can copy, paste, and save some time. Setting the correct keyboard layout. Some characters just don't go through correctly, and that can be a little bit troublesome. And all of that can be worked around with a simple SSH session. So the first part, where you configure the network, you need to go through the pain of going through that physical console emulator. It's fine. Watch my previous videos. Just use NMTUI Anywhere Golden. And when you have your IP sets and your DNS sets, go to the workstation, to the physical machine, quote unquote physical machine, the first machine you connect to, and you can SS ping or whatever if you feel better by pinging it first. And you can SSH from the physical node to the virtual node 1 or virtual node 2. So people are struggling, but if I SSH from the physical machine to the virtual machine, so from the physical node to node 1, I'm going to stop doing this, but at this point, you know what I mean. So when you SSH from the physical machine to node 1 or node 2, the default configuration applies to SSH, which means that you cannot connect through the root user, all right? And at that point, you have no other users who can connect to node 1. So node 1 at that point and node 2 will only have root available. And the default config means, as you know at this point, you cannot SSH with the root user, but the root user is the only user you have available. So one last time using the physical console, don't change the SSH config files. You could, but you're just going through too much trouble, because many times the virtual machines have custom configs that may bork stuff. So don't do that. Just go through the physical console to node 1 and node 2 if you need to when you reach the node 2 phase. Create a temporary user like user adds, potatoes, set the passwords, anything will go here. At this point, I hope you know how to create a new user and set the password. But in the end, I'm going to review that real quick because I love doing that. So in the end of this video, I'm going to review how you can create a user, set the password, and connect with it. So create a temporary user so you can just SSH into that node. Do the exam throughout. And well, of course, you connect with that user and then you su to root or use sudo. But to use sudo, you need to go through the sudoers file. That's just unnecessary. Connect with that newly created user, su minus or su to the root user, whatever preferred method. Use su, set the root credentials, get yourself root access, and do all the tasks through SSH and with the comfort of SSH and with all the copy pasting possibilities, keyboard layouts. You can then resize your font easily, and all of that good stuff applies. In the end, at the end of all tasks, you should have more users that you can use, because some tasks throughout the exam are to create users. And at the end, you can just remove that test user you created at the beginning. If you feel more comfortable by deleting that, just remove it and be happy with your life. But if you forget the user there, I don't see them causing you any issues by having an extra user there. I don't think it will create any harm. It happened to me. I forgot that user there, and there was no harm, no foul, no problems there. But if you prefer to delete it, you can delete it and just be more reassured that nothing wrong will happen. This is another tip that it will make your life much, much easier on the EX200. I'm going to keep posting in this series to keep you guys aware of issues and things that you can use to work around and make your life easier and guarantee your success. Right, next up, after my outro, how to create a user and use it through SSH and how to delete it afterwards. Like, subscribe, hype, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck, guys. So at this point, I suspect you know how to do this, but let's do it anyways for the ones who have some questions or doubts on how the process works. So let's make believe this node1, it's the workstation. This is just some random Realtek machine that I had here lying around in my VMware workstation platform. So yeah, so this is yours. This is your physical console. Geez, you just get yourself some root access to do the first tasks, which are to set the networking. You do the stuff you have to do. You just edit the connection. So this is 231, doesn't really matter. Give the IPs they want you to give, and yada yada yada. Go and check my other videos about that, and you just get here and you confirm the IP address. So this is my 231 computer. Fine. Now, let's imagine that this is kind of my physical node in a way throughout the exam. And I'll try to do SSH. Let's do root at 192.168.1.2.1.231. I say yes. I type in the password that I know it's correct. And you just get that because, as you know, root access is not enabled by default through SSH nowadays, which is a good thing. Now, going back to the physical console of your machine, of your workstation node or whatever they call it, don't have to change SSH. You just do user add. Let's call it temp user. Okay, give it a password, passwd temp user, whatever you want to give it, and we are fine. Now, when you connect, instead of root, you just type in temp user, give it the password that you just set, and you are in the system. You just get yourself some root access with SU, and you're off to the races. No need to change no configuration files, no need to change nothing. This is just you doing your stuff and just doing all the tasks. Do the same in node2 if needed, and you are golden. In the end, or at the end, whatever, you're done. You're waiting for you want to go away, and you want to delete the user. Just the user del. If you want to check the help, you are fine. Force, it's fine. You don't need this and the remove and the root. I mean, with either way. So I'm going to use the -r temp user. Okay. It's used by process, and he's right. I'm still here. So let's just log out. Remove it. It's still using the process just for shits and giggles. No, okay, it's gone. So I was going to check what process was this, but most likely it was the SSH session. Now it's gone. If you try to find him or her, whatever, it just does not exist, and the user is completely gone. And this is how you can just create a temporary user, then remove it, just to do your tasks on node1 and or node2. And you are more comfortable. Here comes the outro, or maybe the outro was already delivered. Maybe I already said the likes and goodbyes. Maybe I'll put it again. Like, subscribe, hype, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.